All verse rising, my soul family. Peace to the God stars and goddesses. Let me tell you this. What I have learned about modern day Mexican women in general, they all love toxic partners. Like Mexican women by nature just have a natural feel to just go for toxic partners. And it's due to like the European slave owners coming to Mexico and enslaving and colonizing a lot of Mexicans during slavery time, right? And all that slavery time that goes up to modern day slavery, it caused a lot of Mexican women to see a lot of soulful, vibrational, dark-skinned, melanated men as being too nice, too kind, you know, too lame. You know, they're not rugged enough for them, man, because a lot of Mexican women in general, especially the ones that's in their 20s, man, bro, a lot of these Mexican women, bro, when you hear them talk, when they just like going off and just hating spiritually awake, dark-skinned, melanated African Caribbean men, you could just tell that European white slave owner blood is in these Mexican women. A lot of Mexican women always talk about their toxic partner who was like a European white guy that did them wrong, didn't show no love, because a lot of Mexican women always talk about how they never had their fathers and mothers' love. So a lot of Mexican women, what they do, they go to a lot of these toxic vibrational white guys and who never showed them no love. And, you know, because one female, man, her name was like Daze, man, like she even told me on story time, like, you know, in videos we did about open polyamory connections, and also talking about the sex transfers topic that me and Daze Roque had talked about. Daze Roque is just spelled Dazeroque. Daze Roque even told me, like, you know, her European white guy toxic partners never really showed her love that she was showing them. And it caused her to, like, you know, show more love and everything, right? Which is natural for a lot of Mexican women. A lot of Mexican women's dream guys are European white guys, right? Especially if the European white guy is 6'1" like I am and got this slim athletic body type like I do. Of course, they're gonna be fiending for that European white guy with the quickness if he's 6'1" and he's athletically slim, right? You know, like these Mexican women, including like Daze Roque, man, like it's hard for them to like cleanse that toxic demonic spirits of their ex-partners out of them, which is why they can never really connect with spiritually awake, dark-skinned, melanated men like myself. You feel me? It's just hard for them to do it. It's like when Mexican women get around these spiritually awake, dark-skinned, melanated men who expose white supremacy agendas, where white slave owners have fucking raped melanated slaves and did so many melanated slaves wrong to like, and it caused a lot of melanated slaves to like literally carry on that Europeans, like, you know, demonic curse through sex transfers, through rape and stuff like that, right? You know, Daze Roque knows this because she even explained it herself in when we did video topics together, right? And a lot of Mexican women, they cannot help but always get with toxic partners, man. It's in their bloodline, man. You go to any place that's heavily populated with a bunch of Mexican women, especially the states and the countries of Mexico. If a spiritually awake, intuitional, soulful, vibrational God star male like myself, who is a Caribbean dark-skinned guy with African genes, try to show my authentic self of soulful vibrational powers to these Mexican women, they're not going to accept me. They're going to be like, I'm too nice, I'm too kind, I'm showing too much love. You know what I'm saying? Like with Daze Roque, I even told her, like, if I was to show you a lot of love, texting you all the time, you'll probably get bored of me real quick and you'll throw me to the trash and get back with toxic partners, right? Okay, like, yeah, even though Daze Roque had sex with her roommate, which I will talk about in another time, you know, Daze Roque still has the demonic transfer spirits of her toxic partners. Yes, Daze Roque, even though that Mexican woman has had sex with her roommate, who said, like, you know, the sex was good and all that stuff, she's saying he's soulful, she still has not cleansed herself from the toxic demonic partners that she has sex with in her past years. Because that's still on her. Because every time, bro, when me and Daze Roque, the Mexican woman, had recently talked, she was like, She was not hearing anything I'm saying. She was just going off on me. And that's because of the toxic partners that she has set spirits into her to cause her to go off on me. Because I already know Daze, roque, her ex-partners would not like me. Me and her ex-partners, we'll be fighting. We'll be fighting for real, you know, because Daze roque will actually see a soulful vibrational guy like myself versus her toxic demonic exes, you know. So that's all I gotta say, you all, man. Man, these Mexican women, man, I wish there was a way to save them, to actually help them detach from this fucking bad boy European slave owner curse, where a lot of Mexican women are trained to love the white men and hate the dark-skinned melanated men. I wish I could do something to change it, man, but it seems like the Mexican women don't want to change it themselves. But that's all I gotta say.